Hi, I'm Jamie Dockery with UK Extension, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about patio tropicals for summer spaces. There are so many wonderful tropical plants that have huge, flashy, beautiful blooms that we can access for our patios, our planters, other parts of our landscape. And they're very, very useful, and they kind of do something, they fill a niche that many of our other plants don't. Because they're tropical, they tend to bloom all summer long. Many of our native shrubs would just have a couple of weeks of flowers periodically in the year. These things go all summer. So I want to talk just a little bit about some of the things I have here. Be aware there are many other flowering tropicals. These are just some of the more common ones we're going to talk about. And a lot of people shy away from them because they're not the least expensive thing on earth. They're not terribly expensive. You can find smaller sizes of most of these things between $10 and $20, and they grow so fast you'll have a huge specimen rapidly. We're talking about things like this beautiful jasmine, known for its incredible fragrance. In the evenings, this will scent a whole seating area or a patio. This is bougainvillea. It comes in many, many different colors and types. You may hear it called bougainvillea, which would be the Spanish pronunciation. Here we have the beautiful blue form. This comes in white as well, of Cape plumbago. This will form a small shrub, well actually a 4 to 5 foot shrub, in a single season that just blooms and blooms and blooms. Blooms on new wood, so shearing off those old blooms give you a fuller plant with more flowers. Let's not forget the gardenias. If fragrance is your goal, it gets no better. These can be found on almost every street corner for not a lot of money. We're going to talk about whether or not to overwinter these things in just a moment, and I started to tell you earlier, I think that's why some people avoid them. They think, oh, if I buy that, I must bring it inside. I'll tell you what I do in just a second. Citrus, so good. This is Calamandan orange. It's not the tastiest citrus. I use it like limes and lemons, but it is the easiest citrus I know of to grow. It'll be full and lush and beautiful when your lemons and grapefruits are struggling and dropping all their foliage. My lemon frequently looks like something I'm not proud of. My Calamandan always looks full, bushy, and beautiful. Mandevilla, or mandevilla, whichever you prefer. Pink flowers, the pink is the most common. Extremely rapid growing vine, also now available in deep blood reds and whites, if those colors work better with your color scheme. Probably the queen of all the tropical flowers, and the most popular of all will be your tropical hibiscus. They can be used like shrubs, they can be used in planters, they're all wonderful. I don't want to tell you how to handle your gardening at home, but just to change some common perceptions, let me tell you how I treat tropical plants. I go one of two routes. Some things that have grown so large and have become specimens that I'm proud of, I will drag inside for the winter. That's just because I have a personal sentimental attachment to those plants, because I have invested heavily. The things that are dime a dozen and can be quickly replaced, like this plumbago, I just look the other way when freeze is coming and buy another one. And that sounds harsh, but let me explain why I do that. My basement is my overwintering spot. That's better than most because I have natural high humidity. It's unfinished. It's an 80-year-old house with a cellar-like basement, so it's houseplant happy when I add fluorescent light. That can be one alternative, but you need to be aware that if you bring these things in for the winter, they're not going to be happy. They're going to sulk, they're going to drop leaves, they're going to look almost dead in many cases before you take them back outdoors the following spring. So while it is an economical approach, the plants I've overwintered take 2 to 3 months when I put them out in late May to come back to this full, beautiful, lush, flowering plant. Well, by August, I've got 2 months left to leave them outside, and I've missed May, June, July of enjoying all of this. So just be aware of those details. If you have a bright sunroom or greenhouse access, obviously they'll thrive all winter long and you're not missing a beat. For those of us who have to drag into darker, less hospitable conditions, it's a long slog to get them back to this in the summer months. So if you've been a little bashful about trying some of these because they cost a little more than a geranium, don't be. It's no more than anyone would spend on a bouquet of nice flowers. What do you got there, a week maybe? Nonetheless, beautiful tropical plants. They're everywhere in the spring. Take some home, see if they don't add so much joy and so much value that you'll find the nominal cost is offset.